Ayo. Okay, let me get some stuff set up. This is gonna be fine. Let's see. Alright. When there's a will, there's a way. Gotta like my own stream as intended. That's totally why I can like my own. Ah. Here we go. Okay. Okay, wait, no. I was doing something with that. I was doing something. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Hold up. Oh no. Messing up my scenes now. Oh, there we go. I can just switch between them. That's unique. I like that. That helps me. That helps me. Okay. Alright. Nope. That's the wrong server. The fact I have so many that are Kermit named is not great. Okay. Alright. Today we're playing Farthest Frontier and Sudoku. Great combo, I know. It's gonna probably be a shorter stream today because I've got a lot of shit I need to do, but I want to play Farthest Frontier and, you know, I want to continue playing Sudoku. Apparently Sudoku.com saves that stuff, so that's pretty good. We're gonna do a new settlement. We're gonna do, I don't know if I want to do that because I already struggle on Trailblazer. Let's just do that. We'll do random because I think that's where the challenge comes from. Very random. I don't want to do pacifist mode. Map size. Let's do large. Why are we scared? You know what I'm saying? Well, why are we scared? Let's come up with a name. What name do I want this to be called? It's a new settlement. We came from a new land. Hopefully it'll play the beginning thing again. I'm pretty sure it does everything all over again. Same with the tutorial, which I'm probably still gonna follow. I'm still kind of new to it, but you know, you gotta frontier. What do we want to name you? Let's randomize. Sometimes they have a lot of them. Like one of mine is called Dysenteria, which is giving. Worcester, that's okay. Roxton, okay. Glomebridge, Hyperborea, okay. Dunwich, okay. Graveburg. These are wild names. I'm almost Derpmeyer. I mean, Derpmeyer is kind of selling. I'm gonna be real. Like Derpmeyer is kind of it. Is that's kind of it. Derpmeyer? Sure. Let's go. I'm the derper now. I'm the Derpmeyer.
Life can be harsh everywhere.
Oh yeah.
But in the old world, there was no hope of it ever improving. When our crops
That's tough,
failed,
buddy.
the ruling class would still collect the same share.
It's just
leaving our
capitalism,
children to
babes.
starve.
You can't do much about that. The
And if we
starving
had any coin
kids?
to our
No.
name, the taxman would appear, demanding it
For
for
the crown? No! Not
The
for my
nobles
crown.
hid behind the safety of their walls and did nothing when raiders pillaged
These pictures, the depictions are really good. I'll give them that. Like that's pretty damn
So,
good.
some of us decided that it was time to leave. That we'd rather take our chances in the
All of the
wilderness,
working class
seeking
picks
the
up and
promise of a new
leaves.
land.
Didn't know
and
that was
starve to
possible.
death in our homeland. The journey wasn't easy.
I think technically
lost
I can
many
skip
along
this,
the
but I
way.
feel like this is pretty good.
This wild, unsettled land offers us the hope.
Here's
of a
where I
new
get to be
start
worried the music
as
is
the masters
not allowed to be
of
used for
our
this
own
purpose.
destiny.
It is pretty epic sounding. I appreciate this epic sounding music. Look at that. When I first played this game, this she be bussin'. Okay, like this is it. This is the stuff. Yeah, now we get to sit at a loading screen. That's fine. I'm always worried if I were to tab off this loading screen, there would be a problem, but I don't think there'd be a problem, right? Like worst case, I haven't even put my thing down. It'll probably be fine. Well, let's look something interesting up. No, not my YouTube shorts. They can't know. They can't know. I have to close so many tabs. Okay, let's see. Did y'all know that Spirit Airlines is kind of like non-existent now? I hate how that happened right when I got old enough to where I could like fly myself. Like, come on, man. You gotta take away all the cheap options for travel. What if I too want to do cheap and go around? Granted, that's maybe a privileged thing, but sometimes you just want to travel. God forbid. I do love loading screens though. They're pretty cool. I like this loading screen specifically. This location for a castle is kind of fire. I too, one day in this game, want to get to a point where I can have a fancy castle. I don't know if it's gonna happen, just because in all the settlements I've played before, like, my main problems are, in fact, like, raider parties, because they kill a lot of my peeps. Like, I'll get to 60 people in my little settlement, and they won't be up in arms, and I'll be screwed because I didn't do it. I think with this one, I really want to settle on the offensive and defensive, so like that my peeps can like defend themselves better. I only recently discovered how to like group them up together, but I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right. I probably need to fuel them with like more arrows and bows and whatnot, but I don't think the average citizens do that. Okay, here we go. Oh no. Where is this that kind of tough one? Oh no. Oh, there's coal though. That's pretty good. I think this might be a good spot. Solid think on that. Like, I'm not sure. Oh, here could work too. Oh, there we go. That's beautiful. Okay. If we put her here, we can work our way. Like that way and whatnot. Yeah, I think that works. Let's put you there. This'll be fine. We can do this. And by we I mean me, because I am their lord. Okay, let's get to the basics, which apparently is just chopping down a shit ton of trees. Let's work our way this way into the forest. Get to work. We're gonna speed by this because this takes kind of forever. Housing shortage. No she, bro. No she. They ain't got no house. There's no house to be short of, is there? Get some roads in this bad boy. We're just gonna have really wonky roads because I think the goal. Normally I try and keep them so condensed, but that's only really necessary for the markets. So we're gonna get them a little open and sprawling in this rendition here. Let's see how many of these we got going here. Cool. Try and work our way up this way. I think that'll be good for business, if you would. Construct town center. That's almost constructed. We almost got the wood. Hell yeah. I'm incredibly impatient for this, which is not great. Firewood confirm. I'm aware of the existence of firewood trust. And do that, which means this resource is cool. Let's have our firewood be right there. Why not? Why not? Okay, I don't think we have water anywhere, so we can't do fishing. But we can do hunting, that's for sure. Because these guys are sighted over here. So let's just get a little hunter shack over here. That actually works really nice, which is not, that doesn't normally go my way. Little hunter shack right there. Bird's nest. Oh, it's a bird's nest. Sick. I think I afford these. Okay. Housing shortage. No. Dude. Let's put that right there. That's enough for me, if you would. Let's just turn those off for now. Get some other stuff done, if you would. Hunter and a forager. Probably get another one over here, but that's just 2 resources there. Berrybush, there's a lot of blueberry bushes here. So I'm probably gonna want one over there more realistically, but that's not the season for it, I don't think. I don't have other means of getting food. This doesn't look like it's giving Fertile Valley. Yeah, no. Okay. I'm gonna have to clear out a bunch of trees for this. That's not great. I don't love that. That's not my favorite. But that's okay, you know? Who minds? Who minds? Time to let this go and do some of those. You're splitting wood. Holy shit, bro, is Jack. Are all of them like this? Holy shoot! Okay. They're kind of cooking with that. Alright, let me get... I'm gonna want some housing. Yeah, maybe being faced that way isn't that bad. It's pretty bad, but it's not the worst, right? Have that be faced there. You can be right there. I don't know why we have that wagon. I don't know how to remove it, but I also don't know if I want to remove it vibe-wise, if you would. Do some of these housies there. Maybe if they're close to town hall, it'll give them like a patriotic boner for their town, and maybe they'll do more for me. That's there. So I'm just like build you you out a little bit. Just a little roundabout action here, if you would. These are some messed up roads, but I think it's pretty. Maybe maybe it's pretty. It's not too pretty, but that's okay. Like, who cares? Who cares? My town doesn't have to be pretty. I think tomorrow I'm gonna do more Minecraft because that'll get them going. I really do need to finish the game. I fear I'm procrastinating that, which is that's not great, is that? Because Minecraft is a really nice game, and I have no shit. Has no firewood. Well, you're gonna have to wait. Bro is splitting his bushes again. Okay.
Need
How
something?
unhappy are they? Warmth 100%. So you're actually fine, is what I'm hearing. Okay. Wait for them to build a she. Housing shortage. Trust me, I know, dog. I know. Maybe I shouldn't have been building roads right now, but I need them to get around quicker because I can't with the she. Nice. Construct stockyard. Well, you fit right there. Let's put you a little bit more that way, if you would. Oh, that's iron ore. Hold up. Let me move that. I probably don't even need that one built because I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's good. Well, I do want more, but it doesn't seem to stop people from moving if it's too... Predators are attacking you. Well... That is a wolf. Okay, hold up. Hold up. Toggle, men, toggle. Oh, brother's gonna die. Oh, I know he has tools, so... Oh, no, he's probably still gonna die. Yeah, I can see that happening. Alright, 1 down. Not great. Constructing framework. Look, man, there's not a lot I can do about that. If you're gonna go get 8... Yeah, there's nothing... I don't even... Oh, because he's the forager. Oh, that's not... Let's just toggle that off for now. Since you're, giving... Well, no, there's berries over there. Okay. Well, we could make a hunter over there. Hold up, we just put a hunter there over as well. We'll toggle you off for now. We'll get a hunter out that way. And that'll totally solve that. Unless the hunter also dies. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, let me get a smokehouse in here. We're gonna need that for all of our goodies. Prioritize. Let me get the stones. Got. Oh, that's a tree trunk. Oh. Ooh. Actually, that one probably should have enough for our purposes. I know there's a housing shortage. I swear. Okay, you just need bodies. Just there we go. There we go. Saving game. Ooh, that'll get me. Very neat. Get to work. And construct a storehouse. What if I don't want to construct a storehouse, though? Where do I want to put this? Maybe over here? Look at that. Pretty. We'll let that come after everything else, because I know I need the smokehouse, basically, so that they don't die. Water source. Right. You'll need a well. I imagine the ground here isn't gonna be great. As I thought. Cool. Probably the best we're gonna get is like a 50. Oh yeah, okay. Well, another 70 over here. Hold up. See, is that far? Is that like close enough? Is that the fertile valley of one's dreams? Just put it there. Might as well. Prioritize that bad boy so that we don't get cholera and die. That'll be really good for us. Logs. I love that. Let me, while I'm at it, set a resource cap on this because Lord knows they're gonna want to make godly amounts of it. Let's cap that at 40. Let's cap that at 40 to where they can't make more or less than 40. 40 is all they will ever need of this until now. Housing shortage. I'm aware of the housing shortage. My people. And I'm just choosing to ignore it. Okay. Me. Reload. No! And she had water. Cool. Firewood, plitters, spawn center. Right, because they don't like you there. Let me just move you there. Just keep. Could you imagine? Okay. Better for you. Awesome. We want to keep positives. Which means I should probably move you. So let's segregate our casualties. There you go. There you go. You can go there. Awesome. Okay. Not bad. And that's why I didn't have that there. Jover, reclaim resources, and we're gonna put it in the correct location now, or a better location, because I keep forgetting that has heckin' iron there. I'm gonna cover it up. Because you are gonna go. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Who would have thought? It's not great because it's like kind of, sort of by the deer, but we'll be fine. They'll make it through. Deer side. There's more deer up here. See, at least there's lots of like game in the area. Not too great about the wolves, but that's okay. Like that happens. Store firewood. Sick. Yeah. Okay, I need to amass 6 houses. That's not great. I'm sorry, I need 6 houses? Bruh. Some bull. That's a lot of houses. I don't want to do that many houses. It'll look good though, that's fine. You know what? I take back anything negative I had to say about the newcomers. That's fine. You are accepted into my depths because why not? Can't really make a crop field. Don't have fishing thing. We already have the smokehouse. That'll be good. Reducing rate of spoilage. Now that's what I need. Where do I want to put you? Again, can't put there because you're right next to the forager. That's in between these 2 guys, so that'll work out. We're gonna stone. Oh, never mind if that's happening out there. We got a big ass stone. Hold up, please let me. There we go. Knowledge. Let's go into the knowledge tree. We go. Base knowledge generation. We're gonna do that because I need investments. Meat, fish. Don't I feel great about that having nothing to do? It'll be fine. See, we got more. All the noises of such ventures. Instructor's line, that's what that is. So cool. And storehouse. All of it is coming together. And once that's done, I'll focus on the houses so we can get more folk. It's gonna be great. I'm so excited. I have a really good time just watching just watching this unfold. I think we all know why I'm here. Let's save this. We know why I'm here. We know I'm here. I can't keep pretending I actually want to play a normal game. I can't. Like that's not it for me. That's not who I am. It's not who I am. Okay. Let me fix this. Let me change the she out, because I know what I'm here for. You know what I'm here for. Like, I... What on earth? YouTube is not changing my thing. Okay, buddy. Alright, fixing it. Fear not, folks. That's close enough, because I can't change the photo from there. That's fine. Alright. And we're back at it again. Okay. Back to what I want to be doing at this time. Okay. Where are my problems? I know I have problems in this one. Oh yeah, we got empty slots. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. This needs a 6 somewhere. I'm assuming it's supposed to go here. Off, no, on. I need that. I'm assuming that's here, because it has to be there. And then this is missing a 9. So we're... Oh. There's gonna be a hold up, because there always is. This can't be a 2. This thing needs a 2. This can't be a 2 because of this 2. Let's just get rid of that 2 for now and pretend that that 2 goes there. This needs a 3, but it can't be that one. So you realistically have to be a 2, and you have to be the 3 because of this stuff. Okay. But you already have a 3. It's this thing that's missing a 3. Okay. So what? The 3 needs to go somewhere else. It needs to go in this thing, but it can't go there, so it would go here. This is gonna end me, because I know I've been down this exact rabbit hole with this one. Okay. This one needs a 5, and it doesn't have a 5. Okay. The 5 could go... No, because it already has a 5, 3. Okay. 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 Hold up. Okay. We're gonna... Okay. This line needs a 5, and it can't go here, so it would go here, theoretically. And it can't go there, so it would go there. And that fixes that 7. But then where do I put this 7? What's this one missing? This is missing 4. So the 4 would go there. What the hell? The 4 would go there. And then you would be my new 7 for this one. But then the 7 can't go here. Which kind of tracks at this point. And if that's there, it would... Okay. So it would have to be here. Somewhere here. Okay. Alright. 7 would have to be somewhere here. Or that could be there. And then it... Okay. 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 We're fine. This is fine. There's no problem in Sudoku, because why would there be? I'm gonna have to make decisions, and I don't want to make decisions. Okay. Let's, for now, put you there, put the 7 there. Okay, just for now, because that's fine, and that's what it's supposed to be. Of course, because that's what it's supposed to be. Because why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? Okay, why? Like, there's nothing wrong with this. Okay. So that's okay. What's the problem now? Because I know there are problems. This would have to be then. It would have to be a 4, which doesn't work here. That would mean that the 4 has to go down 1. Okay. Okay. 4 would have to go down 1. This 6 needs to go somewhere. The 6 could go there. But then I don't know where to put that 5. Okay. Okay. The 8 can only go in 2 slots. Like, that is... I think I'm gonna, like, bash my head in. No, that's not good. That's not live, laugh, love. Okay, I'm gonna snip 2 of this. No, but like I've already spent almost 3 hours on this. I can't do this shit. Okay. Okay. The 8 can only go in one of these 2 spots. This would really help me. So let me just throw out a guess. Okay, the 8 does go there. I think I just need to work on my soul. I don't know. How does one learn Sudoku how does one learn Sudoku strategy? Like, I don't... Okay. Alright. I am tired. Hold on, let me see here. Completed Sudoku puzzle. Let me do some research. Okay, no. Diagonally, they do not also work. Awesome. I was just wanted to check that I didn't, like... I don't know. That wouldn't have worked anyway. But like the concept of is there another way I can fact check this? But okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Mhm. I feel great about this. Okay. Let's pretend this is the 8 too. Why not? Nope. Okay, cool. We're gonna put you there. Where the fuck else is this thing going? Okay. Okay. I know it narrows it down like a lot more. You know, let's pretend the 4 goes there. Why not we just full on guess? Then I can like end my suffering. The 4 does actually go there. Okay. Do I have a way? If the 4 goes there, let's pretend this 4 also goes there. I feel like this is wrong and I'm just gonna... No. Okay, the 4 does also go there. Then that means this 4 has to go there. Okay. Okay. So this 4 has to go there. Okay. Okay, I don't like that I have to use the guesses for it, but this does help significantly. So the 4 would have to go there. Okay. Okay. And then the 4 would have to go there. Okay. 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 I think this is winnable. I think it's winnable. I'm just low-key upset I had to do that. Okay. Okay, 6 and 7 do go here, but there's no way of like telling it which is which as of yet. But that's okay. That's okay. Like that's fine. Like that's chill. That's chill. These could be flip-flop. These 6s could be flip-flop. There's nothing telling me that that wouldn't be what that is. And that's fine. Because of course it's fine. It narrows down 8 locations. Like where 8 would be. We need a 5 in this row, and it can't be there, so it would have to be in either here or here. Which kind of narrows it. Oh, let me backspace all the guesses, because I think by guessing, I just made it an easier version of Sudoku, so I could technically finish it, but I'm not going to count this a win. I've just spent too long on this. So, conceptually, the 5 in this has to be either there or there for that row, which means it could also be any of these locations in the next. Cool. We're only gonna count stuff that's like has a few guesses. Hi, Al. What's up, man? Are you having a nice day? It's been tough in this Sudoku life. I wanted to enjoy playing another game, but I could like only think about this. I've been like killing my brain on the stuff I've been doing lately. I can sense the burnout from here, but it's gonna be fine. Like it's gonna be fine because it has to be fine. Okay, so this actually has to be here because of these guys. So these 5s have to be here, which is cool. Or there, and or there. Okay, okay. That kind of narrows it down, honestly. Ish. Like, that's 2 options. I wanted to narrow it down to 2 options, which is good. So, this guy can technically go there, but I don't think... We're just not going to risk it because this could be either. 5s here has to go there. That has to go there because of all its friends, which means this 5 has to go there. Which means this 5 has to go there. And this 5 has to go there. Okay. That's pretty good progress, and this 5 has to go there. Okay, that's 4 and 5 down. I still don't feel good about how I got to this point in the puzzle, because I did just guess, and it kind of worked out. And I even made a mistake in guessing, which had I not done a final guess and it confirmed I was right, it would have, like, I don't like that I got information from the things. It's fine. This is the cost of learning, but I still don't feel good about it. If you would. This could be 1 or 1. Where does 2 go in this? 2 could be literally any of these 4. Okay, not including. 2 for this one could also be any of these 3, so not going to include. Where are my 1s at? My 1's here. So those could be the ones not going to include then. This one's. Well, this could obviously be any of those ones. So most likely like one of these. Like this is a could 100% be a 1. Not 100%, but like 90% be a 1 if you would. And this needs to be a 3. So 3 has to be this one. 3 has to be this one. Cool, that narrows it down, narrows it down. So this could either be a 1. What's the number I'm looking for here? I'm looking for 6. So that's just 50-50 then, I guess. What? I was pressing it. There we go. 50-50. 1 or a 6. If I could find out where the other 6s go, that could help. You could be a 6, and yeah, all of you could be a 6. Okay. That's chill. That's fine. 7. There is no 7. There's 3 of these could be 7. So that's not helpful. 9 could be these 2. Theoretically. Yeah. Yeah, it could. Yeah, only those 2. Awesome. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 could be all those 3, so we're not including it. Cool. Need a 9. And that could be only this one because it's sandwiched in. No, it could be both of these. Don't do that. It could be 9 or 9. Cool. This one, its 9s could be again all of those, so we're not including it. Okay. Okay, this is a little much. I don't like how much I'm saying today, but that's okay. There comes a time when there is self-doubt. And when you doubt yourself, there's only so much you can do. Okay, this 3 has to be there. Cool. And we got 3 here. And 3 could be either of those. Cool. And that means 3 has to be this guy. So that would have to be 3. And this has to be 3. Which means this guy has to be 9. Okay, and I think this has to be 3. Because those 2, yep, 3. Alright, okay, which means this... That's already has 3. This already has 3, don't do that. Awesome. 3, 4, 5 means... Whew. Okay. Okay. I need to not get ahead of myself because this is a pretty important moment. I could beat the Sudoku puzzle. This has to be 2 because of his friends. Cool. I need another 2, but it could be any of those guys. I need a 1, but it could be any of those guys. I need a 7, and it could be at least 3 different ones. Cool. What does this guy have to be? That has to be a 7, so that helps, I think. Has to be a 7. What am I missing here? 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. 8. Missing a 6 and an 8. So you could be a 6 or an 8. Awesome. So what next? Okay. Could be any of those 3s. 8 has to be here for this one because friends. Friends will do that. You have to be an 8 now, which means you have to be my 8, which means you have to be my 6, which which means you have to be my 6, and you have to be my 7, which means you have to be my 7, which means you have to be my 2. Well, you don't have to be my 2. Let's not do that. Okay, don't get ahead of ourselves. You could be 2, you could be 2. What's the other number for this? 1? You could be 1, you could be 1. Okay, yeah, that's fine. My 2 can't be here, but it could be there. And my 1 could be there, or it could be there. I know my 1 can't be there, but it could also be in those 2 locations. Very nice. 6 can't be in that row anymore, so you have to be my 6. You would have to be my 1, taking away that option. You would have to be my 1 then. You would have to be... You don't have to be my 1. You could be either of those. Yup. But you have to be my 2, which means that's still a mystery, which means you would have to be the 2, which means you would have to be the 1, which means you have to be the 1. And that means you have to be my 6. Okay. I'm really trying not to get ahead of myself because I still don't feel good about this, right? Like, not just like this technical win, because I used the mistakes to get there. Granted, it was only 2 mistakes, and I think one of them wasn't even like intentional to use to like seek information. But I did some guesswork, and it does confirm if you have it right, which is not how paper Sudoku works. But that's okay. You're gonna be 1. I don't have an answer for you yet. That's fine. 9 could be either of those. 1 could be only this one. You would have to be a 9, which means you have to be my 9. My 7 has to be one of you. I need a 7 here too, which could be, again, any of you. 1, 2, I need a 2. You could be my 2. All of them could be my 2. Don't even mention it then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need a 6 still. You can't be my 6. Either of you could be my 6. And that means those 2 are kind of locked together, which means my 2 would be here. Because if 2 things have like, because if 2 things have like a 50-50 on either of them, it literally can't be anything else, because these 2, because this, if the, because these are the only 2 that can go in these slots. The 2 technically can, but if 1 and 1, then okay, there's math to that. A 6 or Kevin can't be there, so what is this? This is... That's my 2. Okay. Awesome. Okay, this is missing a 7 as well. And that could be any of these, so let's work on this one. 7 could be you or you. My 8 can't be there, so it has to be here. This needs an 8, right? Yeah, that needs an 8. Cool, so 7 would have to go here, which narrows this down to 2. What do you have to be? This has to be a 6, so you're my 6, which means this 6 has to go here, and this is missing a 2, which means it has to go there. Yeah, that's missing a 2. And that means you are my 7, which means you're my 7 and you are my 6. I hate this game. It's been 3 hours. At least it wasn't in one sitting, but I hate the method of how I did this. I really dislike the method and how I did this. But that's okay. You know, like it doesn't feel okay. I still think this counts as a strike. I'm gonna be real because that's just diabolical. To the shame board. Let me strike 2 because that's I used the thing for it, and that's not. I don't want it to be like that. I don't want to use the heckin'. I don't want to do that. That feels. I cheated in Sudoku. This is terrible. This is all terrible. I think I'm just in too big of a hater mood for this, honestly. I'm mad I beat that Sudoku thing like that. I hate using the confirm stuff. I know it's how you it's how you input that this is your final guess, but it tells me too much information. Okay, let me do some easy Sudoku. If I let me change back to Sudoku. We're going to do a bunch of easy ones without using annotation as punishment for this because that's evil. Annotation off. Okay, 1, you have to go there. Just hands down, you have to go there. Where's this other one? Have to go there. Awesome. This could be either of those, so leaving it alone. This could be either of those, so leaving it alone. This could be, has to be this one, which means this one is that one, which means this one's that one. Cool. 2, where it's 2. 2 could be any of those 3, so we're leaving it alone. That has to be this. This has to be this. This could be either of those, so leaving it alone. You could be either of those, so leaving alone. Okay, moving on to 3. Where do we got 3 Y's? 3 has to be there, which means 3 has to be there, which means this 3, yeah, it has to be there, which means this 3 has to be there. Does that narrow down 2 at all, like location wise? Not really. Okay. 4. 4. Where you at, bro? That has to be a 4. This has to be a 4. That's either those. That's this one. So you have to be this one. Where's the last one? You have to be that. Okay, 5s. Where are my 5s at? You have to be there. That means you have to be there. Which means you have to be there. Okay, my 6s. Where you at? 6, you have to be there. That doesn't have answers. You have to be there. You have to be there. So you have to be there. 7. You have to be there. You have to be there. You could be. You have to be there because of this one. 8. Does this narrow down anything for 2s? I kind of want to do it in order, but I'd have to like completely guess, which is not it. This you could be technically either of those, but you have to be that down here, which means this. Which means this has to be that, which means this has to be that. Yeah, okay, brains on. Okay. 8. You could be either of those. It's weird because I don't even think I can do 8 right now. That's funny. Well, you have to be a 9, so might as well. You have to be a 9. Where are my 9s at? You have to be a 9. 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 Cool. And then just 8s all around. See, but when I play it like this, it's no fun. I know this is like theoretically how you would play Sudoku. You'd play it to where you can beat it. But that's no fun. I didn't even have to annotate. I didn't even have to make any nonsensical guesses. How does medium go? Is medium fun? Because I want it to be kind of like silly, goofy at times, you know? You don't have to be a 2. We already have 2s. Don't do that. Don't do that. You have to be a 2 though. And you have to be a 2. You have to be a 2. 2's done. Okay. And it doesn't really narrow it down for 1s though. That's fine. 3s. What my 3s looking like? 3, you have to be either those 2. I'll do miniature annotations on medium. No, actually no. That's not in the spirit. Let's see if we can do it without that. Let's see if we can use our raw brain power. Okay, you have to be a 3. You have to be a 3. You're still either of those. Which is not giving. Let's see, where are we at with 4s? What are 4s looking like? 4, you could be either of those. Either of those. Any of those. Okay, well. 6, you have to be there. Hold up. My lights in my room is not on at the moment, so I'm kind of like, I have to sometimes peer up my keyboard, which is not convenient. You have to be that, which isn't convenient for these purposes. Oh, wait, I just realized when it hovers, it does that too. Because it's like relevant. I didn't think about that. You have to be that. You have to be that. Okay, how are their 1s looking so far? Because I do somewhat want to do it in order, but I know it's not. These 1s are not in great places to do in order at the moment. 3 still not narrowed down enough. Aw. 4. You're my 4. Very nice, very nice. And I don't think it's narrowed down enough for me to determine. Sick. Okay. A 5, how are my 5s looking? 5, you could be either of those. I could be either of those and literally any of these rows. Okay. Okay, pop off. 7, how are we looking? 7, you have to be there, which means you have to be there. Which means that could be either there. Yeah, yes, question mark, yeah, okay. You know, that's okay, this is fine. It's fine, because why isn't it? You 8, where are my 8s at? You could be 8s. You're my 8. You're my 8. Which means one of those is my 8. This has to be my 8, which means this has to be my 8. Which means you have to be my 8. Okay, nice. 9, where are you at? You have to be my 9s. You could be my 9s. And any of those could be my 9s, essentially. Okay, well, it's not bad. Not bad. Either you could be my 9. Other thing is in here. My 5s? Yeah. Okay, that doesn't narrow it down. That's fine. Let's chill. Where are my other 9s? Do I have any other solid 9 guesses? Well, this one has to be what? 1, 1. Let's do some of my 1s. Let's do my 1s here. 1, 1, you could be my 1, 1, 1, you could be my 1. You have to be there. Which means you could be either of those. Which means you could be either of those. You could be either of those. Man. And you could be any of those. Okay, 1 is not viable right now. 3, where are my 3s at? I still have too many 3 options, which is not great. Okay. What are my options here? Well, you could be either a 9 or a 5? Or 5? Or a 5. Okay. You could be a 4? There needs to be a 4 somewhere here. I think the 4 has to be here. That's like a solid... Oh, no, that was supposed to be a 4. Nope, okay, still messed it up. That's fine. Well, 4 has to go there. Oh, and I'm doing it again. I don't want to use the wrong... it's fine. At this, like, what am I supposed to do at this point? I already know. I hate that. I hate that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to use it like that. That feels like such a cheat. On medium, too. This is medium. Oh, man. I've literally failed myself. Because why would I do that? Why would I do that? I know better. I know better. Because that was genuinely a guess. That wasn't even... Oh, I should have just moved on. I know better than that. I know better than that. How am I supposed to be the very best at Sudoku if I'm using the algorithm of Sudoku to my advantage? Like, that's pisses me off. Okay, we're good. It's fine. It's fine. Like, there's nothing I can do about it now, but be better. And I don't. Okay. I still can't do 3s. 5s. I only got 2 5s. I ain't got enough of this. I don't have enough. Okay. 7. What do I count 7s? 7 gotta be there. Which means you have to be there. Which means, oh shit, every time. You know what? No, actually, I don't want a second chance. We'll just restart. Yeah, that's silly of me. 44% of people. What the fuck? Is this the same one? No, it's not. No. It's giving same, but I don't think it's the same. It's all numbers. It's all the same numbers. Like, am I gonna be able to tell a difference? It's all the same numbers. Like, there's tears right now. You're my 1. You're my 1. You're my 1. That's done. Okay, where are my 2s at? Where are my 2s at? Okay, you're gonna be my 2. And I think I have too many options. Okay, what are my 3s looking like? You could be either of those. Cool. You could be either of those. Sick. Okay, what do I have something like? 5, you have to be my 5. Cool. I think that means you have to be my 5, so you have to be my 5. So you have to be my 5, and so you have to be my 5. I live this game. Okay. Does that narrow anything down for me? It does. You have to be my 2, which means either of those could be my 2. Okay. All right. That's fair. It's fine. This is fine. There's nothing concerning about this. 3 has to be there, which means you could be any of those, which means tears? I don't know. You have to be my 3. Which means, again, either of those could be the 3. That's fine. Okay. fives? What are my fives? I already have my fives. Do we have any fours? We don't have a lot of fours. It's tough. We already have that. Twos? What are my twos looking like? I don't really have enough twos. Cool, cool, cool. What are my nines looking like? Only two of them? That's not great. It's not looking great. Eight, you have to be my 8, which means you have to be my 8, which means one of those have to be my 8. Let's see what my 6s are looking like or not. That's not looking great. You have to be my 6, which means you have to be my 6. Which means you have to be my 6, which means one of my 6s is there. Which means you have to be my 6 and you have to be my 6. And then you have to be my 6. Okay. That's cool. That's good. That's good. Good stuff right there. Good stuff. You have to be my 3. And you have to be my 3. Okay. Okay, we got twos. Can I narrow them down more now? Maybe? No, not really. No. Okay. My 4s. Yes. You're my 4. Cool. You're my 4. You could be literally anything. Okay. You have to be my 4. Which means these guys could be my 4, but that could be literally anything. Okay, let's chill. Okay. That's fine. Why not? 8 and 9. 9 has to be there. You have to be my 8 then. 9 would have to be somewhere up here. 8 would have to be here. So that means this 8 has to be there. Cool. Open it out. Seeing what we got. You would have to be 9, which means you would have to be the 9. Which means you have to be the 9. And then you would have to be the 6. You would be 7. You have to be 7. Which means you one of those would have to be 7. Which means you have to be 7, which means you would have to be 7. 2s, can we do my 2s yet? Which means you have to be a 2. And you have to be a 2. Which means you have to be a 2. Where's my last 2? Which means you have to be a 2. Which means you have to be a 9. You have to be 9. You have to be 9. And then you have to be all 4s. Cool. Not bad for no annotation. I didn't make any mistakes. That's pretty good. That's okay. That's way better than the previous one, which I really like. I do fear that I think I've been... Again, I said this is gonna be a smaller stream, so this is a smaller stream. Only an hour of my life dedicated to a little bit of the frontier and Sudoku. This is the real frontier, honestly. The Sudoku. That's what I'm fighting. Tomorrow, I think I'm gonna be doing Minecraft and Sudoku, of course. I think that'll be really fun. It'll again be evening stream, which is chill. I do like evening streams better. I'm just like a real big downer today. Like I've been doing a lot of shit today. It's been a lot. So I hope anyone who's watching enjoyed, even though I wasn't feeling it today. I did have fun with Sudoku though. That was peak. I love that. Okay.